Morning team, we have a 28-minute full body today. I'm gonna stay grounded on our mats. I've got my mat down. I've got some optional weights to the side. Let's lie down on our mats. Plant your feet. Rest your hands to either side. Big breath in. Fill up your lungs 360 degrees. Take one more sip at the top. Release it all out through pursed lips. Big breath in. Taking your extra sip at the top. Pursed lips, let it out. Start to drop your knees to either side. Feel that little massage you get on your low back. And when you're ready, meet me back to center. One more big breath together, big breath in. I want you to think about your intentions for class today, any other intentions you're working with that you want to remind yourself of. Release it all out. As you release, squeeze your core, lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Bring your hands, fingers interlaced behind your head. Lift up one knee, lift up the other. Hold right here. Allow your belly button to fall down towards your spine. Think about keeping your chest nice and open, your neck nice and long. Your hands are there to support your neck, your head. Extend your left leg, twist to your right knee with your left elbow. Super slow bicycle, switch sides, slow. Bring your right elbow to your left knee, extend your right leg. Nice job, team. Moving as slow as you possibly can. Really focusing on that twist. Focusing in on your breath. Nice job, team. Option to stay here. Option to move this into a scissor kick with straight legs. Maybe you try a rep or two, see how it feels. Or maybe you just stay with that single bent knee. Nice job, team. Both legs are at the top, leg drops in 5. Head, neck, and shoulders come down in 4. Palms tuck underneath your butt cheeks, 3, 2, it's 1. Palms tuck underneath your butt cheeks, legs come straight up. They slowly drop for your leg drop. Squeeze into your abdomen as you lift back up. Lower down slow, lift up slow. If it's ever too much, you can bend your knees to bring the weight of your legs closer to your center of gravity. If you want to amp it up, keep your legs nice and long, and you can untuck your palms, place them at a diagonal to either side of you, removing some of that stability to fire up your core a little bit more, okay? You try it out, you pick what works for you today. It's not gonna be the same thing every day. It's not gonna be just a simple linear progression to the moves that look quote unquote more advanced, all right? It's all gonna be dependent on what you did yesterday, on how you slept, and how different muscles are trying to fire up and overcompensate for others, on your physical proportions. Hold at the bottom, hollow body hold, and 10. We've got 9, 8, slow it down, 7. You got 6. Hold, hover at the bottom, and 4, 3, 2, it's on hold at the bottom. Untuck your palms, lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Palms are facing up, hollow body hold. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze everything. Squeeze into this core. Yes, Alana. Nice, Michelle, you got 5, Legs plant, Kelly, in 4, lower 3, Joanne 2, release it 1, plant your feet down, hip width distance apart. Palms are face down, lift up into your glute bridge, squeeze your glutes as hard as you possibly can. Yes, Natalie, squeeze everything you've got right into your butt cheeks, okay? Allow your belly button to fall towards your spine. Slowly lower your hips until they're hovering over your mat. Squeeze back up. Squeeze your butt cheeks. They will determine how high your hips go up. Oftentimes we're trying to push with our feet to get our hips up as high as possible. That ends up just pinching our lumbar spine. So I want you to keep your feet planted, but this movement is stemming from the squeeze of our butt cheeks, okay? As we release our glutes, we hover. We feel our hamstrings a little bit more. As we squeeze, we feel deep into our center glutes. It lifts our hips, finding that nice neutral position of our spine at the top. That's what I want you to focus on, that squeeze, that tension you are creating intentionally, actively in your center butt cheeks. Biggest muscle in your body. Nice job, team. Hold at the top in 5, 4 more. It's 3. You got 2. It's 1. At the top, it's squeeze your glutes as hard as you possibly can. Squeeze your core. Big breath in. As you let it out, squeeze into your abdomen harder. Little pulses. Release your glutes. Halfway. Squeeze. Just a little release. A little squeeze. It's causing your hips move up an inch, down an inch, but I just want you to focus on that release, on that squeeze. If you want a little extra, you can always take your weights, place them right on top of your hips. Nice, Michelle. Yes, Kelly. Nice, Alana. Tiniest little movement. It's all about mind into muscles, actively squeezing your butt cheeks. It's going to help keep your spine neutral. It's also going to work intensely exactly what we're looking to work, that glute. Hold and squeeze at the top in 5. It's 4. You got 3. Just close your eyes, maybe 2. It's 1. You're at the top. Squeeze your glutes so hard that your body starts shaking a little bit. Just this never-ending squeeze. It's like you could always squeeze it a little bit harder. Lean into that. Big breath in. As you exhale, purse lips. Reignite your core. Squeeze. Knees this time pulse out an inch, in an inch. Knees go out 1 inch. In 1 inch, you're starting to ignite your outer glute just the tiniest little bit. An inch is small. It's like the size of a paper clip, the length of a paper clip. It's tiny. It's controlled. Remember, we're working our slow twitch muscles at Studio Aquila. So it's all about maintaining tension over time. It's like endurance for this muscle activation until you get to that point of shakiness, that point of failure where you're like, my body's now just convulsing and I cannot get another rep in. That's what you're looking for. You strive for failure in this room. It's uncomfortable, but you've got it. I'm right there with you. Reset your knees in 5. It's 4. You got 3. It's 2. It's 1. Reset your knees. Knees are neutral, right on top of your heels, your ankles. Squeeze your glutes harder. Now slowly lower them down until you hover over your mat. Down for 4. Down 3. Down 2. Hover 1. Right back up. It's up for 4. Up 3. Up 2. Squeeze it 1. Squeeze, squeeze everything for an extra few seconds at the top. Slowly lower it back down. Lift. Up for 4. Up 3. Up 2. Up 1. Hold at the top in 5. It's 4. You got 3. It's 2. It's one. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze everything. I'm doing this nice deep activation today because I want the rest of our lower body moves to be so efficient that we hardly even have to do any after this. Squeeze and pulse. Up one, down one. Think about that. Squeeze. Hold at the top in 5. You got 4. It's 3. You got 2. It's 1. At the top, knees this time. Pulse out 1 inch. Paper clip them out. In an inch. Add an inch. In an inch. We flip over in 10. 9. Right leg, donkey kick. Option to put a weight behind your right knee. You got 4. 3. 2. It's 1. Flip all the way over. Tabletop position. If you're using a weight, place it behind your right knee. Squeeze into it. Otherwise, just drive your right heel up towards the ceiling. Hips are squared off. Drive your heel all the way up, feeling that same center glute just on the right side that we've been working this entire time. Lower down, maybe halfway. Lift it back up. So this move is going to be heavier or lighter depending on your range of motion. Notice that tension build as your heel gets higher towards the ceiling. Notice that maybe shakiness that I am definitely feeling in my right butt cheek. As your knee lowers, you lose some of that tension. So if you need a little bit more support, you can bring your knee down a little bit lower. Maybe you're not coming up quite as high. If you want to advance this move, think about bringing your heel as high as you can while maintaining support, tension in your core so that your back is not swinging up and down, okay? I want your core braced. Your back isn't moving, but you can spend a little bit more time at that higher point. Maybe you spend an extra moment at the top. Maybe you come down halfway, even a quarter of the way if you really want to make this extra efficient. If you need more support for your low back, which I never want you to feel, okay? Don't want you feeling your low back. You can always bring this down to your elbows. Nice. If you're up on your hands, you can also lift your opposite hand to help you get out of this left hip. Michelle already there, I love it. This hand can be out to the side, can be out in front of you, it can be behind your back. But I really want you to focus on this lumbar spine, okay? You're squeezing your core to keep your spine neutral, okay? So your back isn't swinging up and down in a cat and cow. It's nice and stable, core is engaged. That's why we always start with at least a little bit of core right in the beginning of class, because that is what is going to support us throughout the rest of our flow. Hold at the top in 5. You've got 4. 3, Laura, yes, 2. It's 1 at the top. Hold it right here. Pulse up an inch, down an inch. I really want you to think about squeezing your butt cheek. That is what's creating this movement. Squeeze up an inch, down an inch. I want you feeling that full cramp because we did so many glute bridges to start this off. Hold at the top in 10. You got 9, 8. Stay with me. 7, 6 at the top. You got 3, 2. It's 1 at the top. Plant both your hands. Get rid of that weight. Okay? It's going to be a seamless transition. Thread right foot between your hands. Tuck your back toes. Hold your split squat. So flow up, shoulders on top of knee, knees on top of ankle. Tap your back knee, lift it. If that tap is too much, you just pulse down an inch, up an inch. I want this back knee right underneath your hips, okay? So it's not back here. That knee is tucked in right underneath your hips. Knee, front knee on top of your ankle. It's this double 90 position. Front legs at a 90-degree angle, back legs at a 90-degree angle. But I'm slightly hinged forward to help load my front leg to keep this in my right butt cheek. All right, team, hold at the bottom. You're just hovering, just floating in 5, 4 more, 3, 2, it's 1. Hover at the bottom. Maybe bring your little fingertips down, okay? Step this back foot in, knees come together. Step that back foot out. It's the step, drag, step in, step out. Fingertips are there. I like to put them a little bit in front of me. So they're right underneath my shoulders just to help prevent me from bobbing back and forth, okay? I don't want your weight shifting with this. I want your weight staying in your front heel this entire time. And think about opening up your chest, bending your knee a little bit more so we're not collapsing over. You can also bring your hands to that chest if that helps you stay nice and open. This is how we finish, okay? Stay with me. We're almost out of this leg. We got our second leg to go. We got another 10. That's it, okay? 9. 8 more seconds. You got this. 6, Michelle. 5, Sasha. 4, Alana. 3, Laura. 2, back to your tabletop. 1, nice job, team. We're gonna switch sides, okay? If you used that weight before, grab it again. It goes behind your left knee. Drive your left heel to the ceiling. Squeeze into your abdomen. Lower down maybe halfway. Notice your range of motion. Press it back up. Think about squeezing now your left butt cheek so hard. That is creating this lower and lift movement. Second side always feels different. My right butt cheek personally is still screaming. That's normal. What we can do is we can place more weight in our left hand. We can lift our right hand up to the side, in front of you, behind your back, and you'll notice immediately you start to get out of at least that right hip that oftentimes we try to sink into for extra support when we are standing like a tripod like this. We immediately just start shifting a little bit more weight into our right knee, which gets into our right hip. By lifting out of your right hand, you help balance yourself out. Notice your range of motion. Notice where you're feeling that maximum tension. Lean into it as much as you can. You can always take this down to your elbows as well for a little more support, a little bit more leverage. Sometimes more support simply gives us more leverage in order to get deeper into a move. So more support doesn't necessarily mean easier. All right, especially sometimes when we're using a weight, it's nice to get a little bit more support to give us a little bit more power and get a little bit more deep. Stay with me, team. Hold to the top in 10. You got 9. It's 8. It's 7. Nice, Michelle, with that arm up. I'm gonna join you at the top in 4. You got 3. It's 2 and 1 at the top. Flex your left heel. Squeeze your core, okay? Squeeze your left butt cheek, lift up and down an inch. It's all stemming because you're squeezing your left butt cheek. Tiny. It's controlled. Stay with me. 10 more seconds to go. It's 9. You got 8, 7, 6. Full range. It's 5. It's gonna feel good after this pulse, I swear. It's 3, 2, it's 1. Reach it up all the way. Slowly lower down. Maybe stop halfway down. Lift it back up. My weight is trying to creep away from me. Nice job, team. Remember, if that's weight is too much, that's the first thing to go. I want you to get rid of your props before you take a break. You've noticed, you guys know, there's no break scheduled into class because it's all about slow twitch muscles. It's all about that efficiency. But when you need that moment, you take it, you get right back in. A break could even look like coming down to your elbows, just holding the position for a moment so you're not actually losing that tension all the way, and then getting back in, okay? Get creative with your rest so that you maintain some of that tension. We're at the top. In 5. You got 4. It's 3, 2, it's 1. At the top, squeeze your core. Lift your left heel 2 inches higher towards the ceiling. Pulse from there, up an inch, down an inch. 10 seconds. We just hold at the top in 9, 8. You've got 7, 6. Squeeze your core. It's 5, 4 more. 3, 2, it's 1. At the top, get rid of your weight. Place it to the side. Both hands are planted down. Walk up to your hands if you're not already there. Find your split squat. Thread this foot, heel between your hands, tuck your back toes, lift up. Remember, it's a pretty tight stance, okay? Right angle in both of your legs, back knee right underneath your hips, slightly hinged forward to keep your front heel loaded. That's where the bulk of your weight is. Tap your back knee, lift it. If that tap is too much, just shift down an inch, up an inch. When you get all the way down to the ground, it somehow gets so much heavier than just the little pulse. Think about driving all of your weight into your front heel. It's just your back toe down behind you. Hold at the bottom in 5. You got 4, 3, 2. It's on hold at the bottom. Bring your fingertips right underneath your shoulders. Step your back knee in. Think about keeping your chest open here so we're not collapsing over. Step it back. Step in forward. Your hands are there to prevent yourself from rocking back and forth, okay? I don't want this where my weight is following my back leg. I want all my weight staying forward in your front heel. If you feel like you're starting to collapse over, bring your hands to your chest. This is how we finish this leg. If you're feeling wobbly, unstable, good job, you're doing exactly right. I'm right there with you. Once our legs get close to failure, or any muscle gets close to failure, we start to lose a lot of our stability. Stay with me, this is how we finish. Okay, no holds, no pulses, because this basically is a hold and a pulse. We're keeping that isometric hold in our left butt cheek, in our left quad, and we are still creating this dynamic movement with our right leg, which really amps it up. You got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, stay with me, get lower, 5, 4 more, find your high plank, 3, 2, it's 1, find your high plank. Stretch out your legs. Bring your belly button towards your spine. Big breath in, big breath out. Option just for your toes, option for your knees. Elbows go wide, push-ups. Lead with your chest, lower for 4. Lower 3, lower 2, hover at 1, press it back up, so for 4. Slow 3, slow 2, slow 1, lower back down. Remember, if you're building up to your toes, you can always take your toes on the way down, and then when our lower back needs more support on the way up, maybe you hit your knees. This is a really great way to start building up to it. Think about really pulling your chin in, leading with your chest. Try to get your chest down to your mat or as close as possible. Maybe try a rep on your toes if you're feeling that today. If you feel anything at all in your low back, pay attention to that. Lift your hips a little bit higher. Overemphasize it if you need it. And if you're still feeling anything at all in your low back, please take your knees. If you need a little bit more support, you can also walk your knees in and find a push-up from a tabletop position. You've got so many options, team, and you don't need to pick just one. Try to get a few reps if you can in the one that you pick, but you can always mix it up to a few different ones. I'm running through a few to give you a demo, to invite you to try it out. Oftentimes, if I don't do it, you don't do it, so feel free to explore. We're at the bottom in 5, 4, you got 3, 2, it's 1, you're at the bottom, pulse it up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. We flip over, 10. After we push up slow, okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, push up slow in 5, 4 more, 3, 2, it's 1, push up slow, flip on over. Reverse plank position. Plant your hands behind your butt cheeks. Fingertips face your toes. Drive through your heels, point your toes, lift your hips into your reverse plank. Flex your feet as you drop down. Exhale. Lift. Flex. Lower. Nice job, team. Stay with me. Nice job. Hold at the top in 5. You've got 4, 3, 2. It's when you're at the top. Okay, if this is bothering your wrist, if you have a wrist injury, you can always do kickbacks with your weights instead. Walk your feet in. Okay, crab pose, bend your elbows, tricep dips. Lower it, lift it. If this is too much pressure in your shoulders, find an elevated surface, like the edge of a couch, stairs. You can lift and lower from there, okay? This is a no equipment variation of any sort of tricep dip that you would do on an elevated surface. If your wrists aren't feeling any of these, grab your weights, do overhead tricep extensions or tricep kickbacks instead. And if you're feeling it, you can extend your legs out longer to load your weight onto your triceps a lot heavier. Not a little, but a lot. You can also find something halfway. Stay with me, team. We're about to finish class. We're at the bottom in 5, 4. Hold and pulse, and when we're done, 3, 2. You're at the bottom 1. Pulse up an inch, down an inch. Maybe extend your legs out because you've got 5. Not yet. 4, 3, 2. Release it. 1. Lie down. Big morning stretch. Reach your fingertips away from you. Reach your toes away from you. Take whatever movement feels good. Maybe roll out your wrists. Incredible job today, team. Take your right arm, cross it over your chest. Big breath in. Big breath out. Roll out your right wrist here. Switch sides. Arms come open. Left arm crosses. Roll out your wrist. Amazing job today, team. Thank you for joining me. Interlace your fingers. Stretch them up above your head. Feel your chest opening up. Plant your feet and just windshield wipe your knees side to side, just like how we started class. Coming back full circle. Think back to your intention. Think about what you just accomplished. You showed up, you did it. Even if you feel like you got 50% of that workout in, you did it exactly right. It is designed to give you space to fail, because that's okay. It's okay to fail. It's okay to put ourselves in these tough positions to allow ourselves to grow. Go ahead and sit up. One more big breath together. Arms overhead, big breath in. Hold it at the top. One more sip. Release it out. Good job today, team.